I have just read episode 7. I have just read chapter 7 of The Secret to Self Control in Atomic Habits. I will first start off by saying I am proud of myself that I am continuing each and every day to show up and read a chapter a day, record a video about it, checking in with myself to say that I read a chapter today and that what I learned today. Because what I learned today in The Secret to Self Control, the main thing, like the previous chapter before, was about like changing your environment and making more of your the habits that you're trying to cultivate or the habits that you're trying to strengthen or build, like making those more obvious. So whether it's, if you want to improve the kind of work that you're doing, set aside a place, whether it's one room or a particular area in your space, setting that aside and saying this is for work and this is the kind of work I'm doing in this area, defining what that work is, the time you're going to do that work, with the things that you need to do that work, kind of like put all of that in a corner. A lot of it is like getting very specific about the things that you want to do and having that plan and that structure set up so that all you got to do is just follow the plan when it's time to take action. So when you know I got to take action on this thing, all you got to do is just look at the plan and say, this is what I got to do, and just do it. There's no questioning, should I do this? Should I? Just do it. Even if you don't feel like it, do it, because that's the point, do it. The environment part, that is definitely something that I was just thinking about today, because today I felt like I wasn't as, I woke up and I was just not as productive, but that's also because last night my expectation was that, well, my intention was to go to bed earlier, and I did not. And that's most likely because I did not do an implementation intention and said, like, this is the time I'm going to be in bed to go to sleep, like, to go to sleep in a timely manner. And to give myself a little bit of leeway, it's going to be like at least 11 o'clock. I should have been in bed with my, at least if I'm going to read, I don't know, at least if I'm going to go to bed and I'm like, okay, we're just going to put the phone in the next room. And that's another thing, adding, like, putting my phone in the next room and then going to bed. This is the sleep plan. Gonna go to bed at 11, gonna be in bed by 11, and that's the thing. We may not fall asleep at 11, might fall asleep at 11:30, but we in bed and we're like at least reading and going to sleep so that I could wake up earlier. And I just didn't wake up as early as I wanted to, because although I woke up earlier than I probably would have, I was tired. I was a little tired. I was a little off my game. But I also felt like I should be productive, but I didn't know what to be productive with. So I just read my chapter. I meditated. I tried to do a little bit of journaling, but part of that journaling was trying to figure out, like, what habits am I gonna, like, start implementing, because I feel like I need to start taking action now. Like, I just want to take action, but I'm just like, where do I start? What do I need to do to start taking action? What do I need to be, I don't know, what do I need to be doing? And I don't know, I'm kind of putting the pressure on myself, but I'm also kind of like, I need to hold back on the pressure a little bit, because the intent coming into this was to really stick to the habit of reading a chapter a day and then doing the vlog, doing the video every day. But I still feel like as I'm reading the book that, like, I should be taking a little bit more action, start implementing some habits that I want to implement, start doing them every day, and just like getting in the, like, I'm building up momentum in this one way with this habit of the video and the chapter a day, but I feel like I need to build up the other habits, like the exercise, even more meditation, journaling, just kind of have that really in rotation and a lot more mindful, a lot more intentional. But I don't know, I'm just not. But I just didn't feel productive today. But I also feel, but what I realize is that that comes from feeling the need to reorganize my space, reorganize my environment. I've been for a long time holding off on going through my closet and taking out clothes that I don't want or don't need, just probably old clothes that I don't have. Like some of the t-shirts that I have and I wear. I'm just like I like it, the the person that I'm moving towards being shouldn't be wearing these some of these shirts, because some of these shirts are kind of old and they're done for. Like you could just, it's time to throw them out, get rid of them. But that's coming back to kind of like the identity that I'm current that I my mind is still kind of in, that feels like, well, we're gonna save the other t-shirts because they're nicer stuff for other times, when it's like, nah, you should wear some of those now. Like you're moving into this identity, maybe you should wear those these outfits, because that new identity would wear these outfits, will wear these t-shirts. You can't just keep saving them. They're taking up a lot of space and you ain't wearing them, and then you wearing this older stuff that's taking up space that you could probably just throw out and let it not take up as much space as it used to. It's run its course. A lot of it is I just need to make a lot more space for the new me that is coming in. And then also with making that space, I can start pulling out other things that are taking up space as well that need to be addressed. I realize that, I don't know, there's some probably some other stuff, like some paperwork that just needs to be thrown away and getting rid of, and just a little bit more organized. There is stuff that, like with my own personal affairs, that I just need to reach out to institutions and address, and just be like, hey, what's here's like, let's have that conversation, but it's harder to have that conversation right now, I feel like, because I'm not working. I'm not making an income. So I'm just kind of like, oh, I want to have that conversation about personal affairs, but I'm like, it's hard to have those conversations because where's the money, bitch? Like where's the blood cop money? I feel like what I'm doing now, no shade, getting a new job right now where I'm trying to build these habits, I honestly feel like getting a new job will kind of derail the progress and the momentum that I'm taking on, that I'm doing, and I don't want that progress derailed. I don't want that I don't want that momentum slowed down or stopped, because I have been there before, where especially around the time I did the artist way, I was starting the artist way, I was excited about it, I was doing it. I woke up 1 hour, I was waking up earlier, like an hour 2 hours earlier in the morning to do it, and I was ready, getting up, energized, doing it, writing my 3 pages, was exhausted, tired about it, but I was getting up and getting to it. And then my job decided to move our production to the next state over, because it would just be a more affordable, because the building we were in was just not affordable anymore. And I at that time when I took when at that time, it was something that was like, it was something that I've been through before, where I had 2 decisions to make, the one that was in my best interest, and the one that was kind of just me playing it safe and feeling like, this is in my best interest too, but it's not really what I want to do. This is not where my heart is calling me to go. And I was like ready to tell them, like, yo, I don't want to go to the next state over to work. Like, that's a longer commute. I don't really even like that state like that. So to be going over there to this next state to work, like, every day, like, come on now, I don't want to do that. And we were like talking about me moving closer, moving to another part of my state that's closer to that state so I could get there, or moving over to that state. But I'm like, I don't want to move to that state because I do not want to lose my ID from this state. I like the state that I live in. I really do. I love her. I love her too much to be like giving her my ID for this other state that I don't really like that. And then when I go over to that state is giving kind of racist light energy. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's giving like a prejudice kind of light energy. And I don't want to be over there. It wasn't that. Like she be acting like she popping, but she ain't that popping. She's not my kind of popping. Okay, she's her kind of popping. I don't like that state like that. She's not my kind of popping. My state is my kind of popping. I like her, so I'm gonna stay with her. So I felt like, I say all that to say that I, I was starting the artist way, waking up early for that, and then my job just transitioned me to another place, I was already ready to tell them people, nah, I don't want to continue. You know, I could leave, but they were like, we no, we need you, we want you, we're gonna keep you, and I was like, okay, I'll go, and then I went with them, and I was miserable. I was miserable. My commute was like an hour and 45 minutes. I went against what I wanted, my decision making, what I was choosing, and I was miserable. I think I really got like PTSD out of that, as dramatic as that sounds. Like after I was let go from that job, I was exhausted. I was tired. I could barely move. I think I was actually like legitimately depressed. I was depressed from like not because I lost a job, but because I was having to go to that job and having to take this long commute, having to feel like I was investing so much time and energy into that job that and then when I'm trying to make some personal self improvements, that's when and I'm deep in trying to make that improvement with like the artist way. The job is just kind of like telling me, we moving over here now, and now I'm just like redirecting my energy again. And some of that, I'm gonna keep it 10 toes. That's my fault. I should not have been like, you know, being so invested in the job that I'm not taking time for myself, taking care of myself. But and a little bit of it was me too, kind of having taking on escapism and while I'm working instead of just kind of focusing on my job and making sure I get that done, and then not being so escapist at work, so escapist in life that I wasn't doing other things outside of that to kind of improve my life. But I don't know, because and that was like the bad habits there. So now I'm just like, I'm in a place where it's just like basically I don't want to rebound into bad habits because I'm at work, I'm doing something that's taking up so much time, energy, stressing me out, you know. And I want to at least build up before I even start back working, I want to at least build back up these better habits, and then also kind of build up my boundaries as a person, as an individual, so that like when it comes to work, I'm not capitulating to work and what work desires of me, spending more time at work than I need to. And then I have just basically going to work and having better habits that I'm not doing escapism at work. I'm not, being on social media, listening to podcasts or listening to music, but I'm really going to be focused on my work so that when it's time to cut out, baby, I'm cutting out at the end of the day because, baby, I've done my job. I've done all the things I need to do. I've done everything I got. I know what time I gotta leave. We're out. You're not telling me I'm staying a little extra or nothing like that. I'm not going above and beyond and over and under for my job to the point that, and I'm like, baby, where's the check for all this extra stuff that I'm doing? Like, there's no extra check for that. So let me not bother. So I just want to be at this point where I'm building the habits to be able to benefit myself, And honestly, I honestly want to move my life into being more creative and making money from being creative, I don't know, writing, from making videos, being a content creator. Like, I want to be able to make income that way and just have more freedom, because that is something that is a part of what I'm writing down for the person, for deciding the person that I want to be. The person that I want to be is someone cre that's a creative and that lives off of their creativity, is benefiting from their creativity. But I want to be somebody that is not just making money from creativity. I want to be someone that is free, that gets to be free. I get to live a free life, and I know that freedom does not come without some restrictions, some constrictions, some work, but that's some restriction that I don't mind, is having to show up and record a video, to do whatever creative or whatever informational work on video that I got to do. I don't have a problem with that. or that I want to do. It's not even that I got to do, it's that I want to do. I prefer to do that than to be doing something that I'm just really not engaging with, I'm not passionate with. I've done that for years. It's been more than a decade, almost two at this point, that if not almost two, it's probably been 2 decades since I've been like a worker and an employee, and now I may actually be in a way kind of like doing this is still in a way kind of like being a worker in a way for YouTube. I believe in myself. I believe I could do this. I believe I've been doing it. I've figured out some things. So I just need to, and it's not guaranteed. And you have to figure out more ways of like being not just a creative, but somebody that's, able to make an income that can sustain you while you're doing creative things that you enjoy doing. And I don't know. I'm figuring it out, and I'll probably still be applying, trying to get a job some way somehow with somebody, and figure out the right fit for me. I just want to be able to do my job and be on my, do my job, be on my way, and get home to be able to do the real creative stuff that I want to do. And I want this to turn into something that is beneficial to me. That is like, it could bring in an income, and I don't have to worry about like, okay, my not even about standard of living, but just that I don't have to worry about like being able to like financial stability. I don't have to worry about financial stability. My finances are like in order. I just will, and I could go call the institutions and be like, hey girl, here's some money towards this situation, girl, so that we can start stockpiling these, these coffers over here. Stockpile these coffers over here, so that baby, I'm good. We ain't gotta worry about nothing. What we already started, we can continue building and growing. You know what I'm saying? Probably the first thing I'm gonna do is just kind of write out and like clearly define my identity, the person that I want to be. Define that, describe that, decide that, and put that up so that I can see that every day, or so I can have that as a reminder every day, and then write out the habits. But I think I'll probably do the identity description first, and then I'm gonna like do a cleanup of like my room. Just kind of get rid of some clothes, clean out some stuff that I haven't worn some clothes in a long time. There's been clothes that I bought that I have just never worn yet. So I'm just like, okay, get out the old stuff. You got a whole bunch of new stuff that's still in packages. You can fit it, you can wear it. Throw them suckers on. Feel feel the beat. You becoming a new bitch. You a new person now. So you're gonna be that girl. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna wear the outfits that you want to wear, and you're gonna be like, yeah, living that experience, living that feeling. And start, you know, like embody, like taking on doing those habits, like especially the exercise piece. I'm gonna really have to start that. I don't know. I will I start it tomorrow? We will see. We will see. I think I will do some like we'll start with some Grow with Joe like walking workouts, walking exercises, and just kind of get started with that because those are always fun. I think I was doing that a little bit earlier this year, and I was like, this is a vulnerable moment. I was losing some weight when I was doing my, Grow with Joe. I was like, the body was changing, baby was like, body was shifting. But I also need to change my eating habits, what I eat. But I think at least for now, start exercising because I feel so much more better. Start doing those stretches, start doing those like little workouts that I was doing in physical therapy and get my body, you know, to moving and feeling good. And the more I feel good, and also definitely the sleep hygiene, get her together so that yeah, I'm in a better place. But for now, today is just gonna be like I need to define who I am. At least I think that's gonna be my exercise before I go to bed. Try and do that at like 10:30, 11, and have that as kind of like the last thing I do before bed. I feel like that'll help kind of put that into my psyche as I go to sleep, and I can wake up with that running in my head so that the I can start moving towards the habits One of the yeah. So and I'll definitely put that on the wall. I have some poster board. Get my poster board out and just kind of write out. This is the person that I am. I have. Thank God for my friend and her mother who they was buying some stuff and they got like free magazine subscription for the year or something like that. So I got a whole bunch of magazines here. Um, and I could do kind of like that junk journaling thing and just kind of on the description kind of just stick, kind of like a vision board situation and just kind of stick on like little images to kind of just be colorful and remind me that this is the person that you're striving to be. This is who you want to be. It might be just kind of like a visual material representation of that. But at the end of the day, the point is I need to be able to see this, be always attracted to this vision and this person that I want to be, and always keep that in mind that most every action and habit that I'm doing for the day, let's tap into that. Let's tap into that. Let's always remember, pick up the planner, I write whatever you need to write in it about like this is the thing that you got to do, and always check back in with that planner to say, hey, girl, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing today. The next habit, the next chapter that I'm doing, I'm moving into I think the second part of the second or third part of the book, which is the second law, make it attractive. It's going to unlock some more, you know, information on how to continue to set up my habits plan as I move forward. And I think that's why I feel like honestly I should just kind of stick to just be in the habit of like read a chapter a day, take my notes, take away the information, start compiling this plan so that when I'm done reading the book I can just follow this plan piece by piece, start really building out the plan, get as specific as possible so that once I'm done reading the book, all I'm doing is just like executing the plan, but I kind of really feel like I should just start executing now and then just keep refining it, making it better. It's not perfect. It probably wouldn't be perfect even after I finish reading the book, writing out as much as I possibly can, and getting to the end of that plan. Like it just probably still wouldn't be, and I'll still need refining because I'll realize that certain things aren't working for me now or today or whatever. So I'll just need to keep refining. But I appreciate him at the end of this part of the book creating, just like at the end of every chapter he creates a summary of everything that happened in that chapter. I appreciate him having like this little chart at the end that shows how to create a good habit. I could actually probably just use this as my plan, as the guidance for my plan, and start like just using his little chart here in how to create a good habit and how to break a bad habit. And it's so easy. And the funny thing is, there are more steps to creating a good habit, and there's like one step to breaking a bad habit. And that one step is to reduce exposure, remove the cues of bad habits from your environment. So I'm thinking I'm just probably, once I'm going through a cleaning of my room, I'm just going to have to go through my room and be like, what I can see as cues of like bad habits, or things that I assume might just be blocking me from better habits, and then start implementing the good habits because we could start making moves, baby. We could start making moves and making progress. But I have talked enough. Thank you for spending your time with me, and I am out this bitch like Fleek. Shout out to Peaches. Thank you, girl.